Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life. This is Austin Linney here with your Friday rant. What we're going to talk today is a scary word. It's called money. Oh, damn. That money conversation. That conversation that nobody wants to have. Nobody talks about. The financial literacy in America of the aspects of how money works is disappointing, to say the least. It wasn't until I worked private equity and understand the investing vehicle, basically of how money is lended out from aspects of second and third tier markets, that I understand that money needs. The problem with money is that the connotation that maybe our parents put on it or somebody's put on it to us, that it means something more than it is. And all that money is a tool that is a vehicle to buy you freedom. And yes, you can have nicer cars, nicer houses, and all that shit. But let's be honest with ourselves. We all know how many fucking books do you need to read, how many YouTube videos do you need to listen to, that you can have all the money in the world, but you can be very, very unhappy. Money buys freedom. And yes, in an aspect, money buys happiness, but ultimately it's not the end game. But if you understand the aspects of money and what debt is, right? What debt is, and understand that how the debt vehicles work, then you can understand how you can use money as a tool to get what you want to do. But we don't talk about it. We don't speak about it. They don't teach it in school. All these aspects of it that don't exist. And it's ridiculous. And when you step in, like I have, into recovery areas and let's say poverty-stricken people who grew up poor or their parents never had a bunch of money, you understand that they don't even know the basic aspects of how a credit card works. They don't understand what overinflated life insurance policy is, infinite banking. They don't understand how a mortgage works. They don't understand all these things. And so you have to spend time learning to understand that all these things are available. There's an amazing book out there called Profit First. Profit First is an amazing book about an aspect of how you save money from your business and all those things. But basically understand it from this point of view. Every dollar has a purpose. The dollars have a purpose. And if I were to go to you, like I've had to do in my masterminds, is understand that the dollar, when they pull apart your life, they look at your net worth, they look at your investments, it's very revealing. It hurts. There's a lot of emotion tied to it because we've attached our worth, our identity, to how much money we have in our bank account, which is total horseshit. Because you could have all the money in the world, or you could have no money and still be a good person. And so I'm asking you to reframe the way that your emotion and attachment is tied to the dollar, because all you're trying to do is go work a job or go start a business so you can create dollars, so the dollars can then go buy you assets that can turn you more money. And so basically you're taking the $1 and you're making it $2, $3, $4 down the road. And so, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, basically the reason why everybody says this is like this Bible book for them is that it changes the relationship to money and a job, right? And so, there's two concepts here that people don't understand, right? And I want to get this across for sure. When you are working, right, so hard for your promotion, let's say you're making $100,000 a year and you've been busting your ass for 3 years to make $125,000, right? They give you that $25,000 bonus and you're like, hell yeah, I finally got what I wanted. What you don't realize is that about 15 to 12 grand of that is going to the government. So you're taking on more responsibility to make an extra 15, 12,000 bucks, which in the big scheme of things don't mean shit. And then I had Joseph Lee come on, who explains that he's a big time lawyer. That, do you understand that you're spending 3 to 4 months out of the year working for the government when you have a W-2 job, when you have working for a corporation? Because those 3 months to 4 months are spent, that's where your taxes are going to go. So you're working free for the government in those 3 to 4 months. When you start hearing stuff like that, that's when the antenna starts going up. And that's when you got to stay, hold on, this doesn't make sense. And so they dangle the carrot of the, promotion. So you work really, really hard, and then you get it, and then they take some of your money, or they ask more responsibility for not a lot more money. And so we have to understand that, yes, is there cash flow from real estate investing? Is there sales on gains when you sell at the top of the market? Of course. But one of the actual reasons that a lot of people invest in real estate is for tax depreciation. So for tax depreciation, it allows me, right, who, let's say between me and my ex-wife, we made $140,000 total. Because of the Airbnbs, we're actually only being taxed on $70,000. Well, that took us down to a different tax bracket, took $50,000 off what we were making. And then that allows us to pay a smaller tax bracket. Is that wrong? No, that's the tax code. And for you to sit on your high horse and say that the rich aren't paying taxes, yes, they are. They're paying property taxes. They're paying payroll taxes, all these other taxes, but they understand how the game works. And so you either have to understand how the game works, or you can sit on the sidelines and bitch about it, or you can get in the game and start learning these vehicles and these, there's a book called Tom Wheelwright from Rich Dad Poor Dad writes an amazing book on taxes. Ryan Breedwell is an amazing source for infinite banking. So there's all these avenues. So you need to understand how money works. You need to understand how taxes work. And with these two vehicles, you can set yourself up for financial freedom quicker than you think you probably could. So I hope everybody has some value from this, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.